Do any of the companies that do have products on the market stick out to you as particularly attractive?
I mean, I like Gilead, and it's cheap. It's very cheap. But the problem is that they just haven't been able to ramp back up after their hepatitis C drug, started having competition, and then that caused price erosion, and then also the number of patients went down substantially because there was sort of a warehouse of a bolus of patients that were waiting for the treatment. So all those patients got the treatments, and then now they're trying to find more hepatitis C patients, which is sort of, you can be infected and not really know it for a really long time. So they're pushing to get people tested for hepatitis C.
Yeah,
But they
go ahead.
they I, so they I thought NASH was going to be their big saving grace, but their NASH, which is non-alcoholic stereo something, it's a liver disease. I thought NASH was going to be their big saver, but it doesn't seem to have really played out. Their drugs, the most recent drugs haven't really worked very well or at all. And so I think cancer is probably their new, it seems like the new way they're getting into the space, and they're obviously buying companies. They're buying Immunomedics, which already has a drug on the market. And so I like that strategy, but it may take a few years before they can, before that amount of sales can move the needle on a $20 billion. They have $20 billion in sales. So, and hepatitis C is, maybe flattening out, hopefully. But that means you got to grow 10%, you got to have two blockbusters. So that's not an easy feat.
Yeah, it seems like Gilead probably should have learned their lesson with the hepatitis situation, where you're basically curing your target market, right? And it's not a recurring drug. It's something, you take for a short period of time. And so I think increased testing is definitely an important component to get more out of these drugs that, you've already put the R&D efforts into. And same thing with COVID. I mean, the more time, effort, and money goes into testing, the more people will get the treatments that they need, I think.
Yeah, well, at least with COVID, you need a treatment because you start getting sick and you have symptoms. With
Right.
hepatitis C, your liver is getting damaged a little bit every year, but it doesn't really affect people until they start having serious liver complications, and then it's almost too late.
Great point. Great point.